Well, it's been a relentless fire season in California, to say the least. More than 45 miles of an interstate there now closed through the weekend as firefighters battle another one. It's burning out of control.
Walls of flames jumping the roadway, threatening drivers. It is, as Adrian said, out of control. ABC's Will Carr right there in Redding, California with more. Will, good morning to you.
Good morning, Adrian and Dan. The Delta fires continuing to inflict damage along I-5. There are still mandatory evacuations after flames have burned homes like this down to the ground. You can see everything here reduced to rubble as these flames continue to burn.
Overnight, the Delta fire scorching more tinderbox terrain. The blaze burning more than 31,000 bone-dry acres. Firefighters on the front lines exhausted, but attacking the fire from the air, working round the clock.
For these crews, this is a dangerous game of whack-a-mole. When flames pop up, they try to jump on top of them. They've actually started this backfire, creating these flames, trying to cut off the fire's path.
That path charring both sides of a major thoroughfare stretching across Northern California. Fierce flames shutting down 47 miles of I-5 just hours after the fire started. A wall of flames trapping cars and trucks.
Look at that side just caught on fire. We cannot stay right here.
Some forced to flee on foot.
We gotta walk.
The skeletons of their vehicles left scattered on the side of the road. This team of local firefighters, some of the first on the scene, amazingly stumbling across the Delta fire while on their way home from 19 consecutive days of battling two other California blazes.
We actually came across the Delta fire right as it was starting, so we pulled off the side of the road and loaded up and tried to fight the fire.
Their quick thinking reportedly saving about a dozen homes. But the fire quickly outpacing those first responders. By Friday morning, smoke from the inferno descending on nearby Redding, California, closing schools and businesses.
Never seen anything like it in Redding in 40 years.
So far this year, wildfires have destroyed 1.2 million acres in California. The cost of that destruction now nearing $900 million.
And with the rest of September and October left, this will end up being the worst wildfire season ever in California history. Whit.
All right, Will Carr. I mean, the image is just extraordinary.
Incredible.
And this is Santa Ana wind season. Like, it's going to
Absolutely.
go all the way through November.
Yep.
And the
One
toll it
after
takes
another.
on the people who live there and on those firefighters is incredible.
Amazing. We appreciate Will and our crew out there doing a great job.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.
Former President Obama, who has largely stayed out of the spotlight since the election, took the very rare step today, breaking precedent and taking aim at a sitting president, talking about the, quote, crazy stuff coming out of this White House. Here's ABC senior national correspondent Terry Moran tonight.
It was an extraordinary break from tradition. A former president lashing out at his successor, Barack Obama, denouncing the politics of bigotry and division and blaming Donald Trump by name.
It did not start with Donald Trump. He's just capitalizing on resentments that politicians have been fanning for years.
Obama summoned the ghosts of Charlottesville.
Jews will not replace us!
President Trump said there were very fine people on both sides. Obama argued that bedrock American values require a lot more than that.
And we're sure as heck supposed to stand up clearly and unequivocally to Nazi sympathizers. How hard can that be, saying that Nazis are bad?
The former president also invoked the so-called quiet resistance within the Trump administration.
The claim that everything will turn out okay because there are people inside the White House who secretly aren't following the president's orders. That's not how our democracy is supposed to work. These people aren't elected. They're not accountable. They're not doing us a service by actively promoting 90% of the crazy stuff that's coming out of this White House and then saying, don't worry, we're preventing the other 10%.
1 hour later, a withering review from President Trump, going after Obama, something he's done from the start of his presidency.
I watched it, but I fell asleep. I found he's very good for sleeping.
All right, Terry Moran joins us tonight from our Washington bureau. Terry, former President Barack Obama has kept a low profile since leaving office. Of course, today's speech changes all of that, and I gather we're going to see even more of this as the midterms approach.
Across the country, David, beginning tomorrow in California. And so the country's going to have the spectacle, unprecedented, of two presidents barnstorming the country, campaigning in midterm elections. David?